Slaves were used a great deal in the ancient world as warring people put their captives to work. The pyramids of Egypt were probably built mostly by slaves. 1 in 3 people in ancient Athens was likely to have been a slave. Slavery diminished in Europe when Rome collapsed, although in the Middle Ages, Russian and African slaves were used on sugar plantations in the Mediterranean. Slavery grew hugely when Europeans established colonies in the Americas from the 1500s on. At first, the settlers used Native Americans as slaves, but as numbers dwindled, they took slaves from Africa to work on new sugar plantations. British and French sugar planters in the West Indies used African slaves too. From 1500 to 1800, Europeans shipped 10 to 12 million slaves from Africa to the Americas. 40% went to Brazil, 30% to Cuba, Jamaica, and Haiti, and 5% to the USA. The slave trade involved shipping several 100,000 Africans across the Atlantic from the slave coast of West Africa to the West Indies and the USA, or from Angola to Brazil. Once the slave ships had unloaded their slaves, they would return to Europe with a cargo of sugar, then sail for Africa with cotton goods and guns to exchange for slaves. Slavery was rife in the American South in the 1700s. Owners of large plantations needed cheap labor to grow first tobacco and then cotton.